What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Stocks to Watch. And wow, what a day! I mean, banks were just awesome and they had a monumental action. And we saw private banks, we saw public banks, both of them doing extremely well. And there were a few surprises. Even I was surprised the way banks were moving towards the second half of the day. We were able to capture two of those big moves, one in Union Bank, one in Bank of India. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about everything about banks and what do I feel that the market is going to do today. The video is not going to be visible to you. There is some issue with the webcam, so apologies for that. And with that being said, let's quickly get started with the watch list for yesterday, which I had shared with you, and let's quickly have an understanding of what did those stocks do. So the first one was rate gain, and straight up, very nice move right off the bat. I mean, you look at this 7% up, rate gain moving nicely out of the base. We were not able to trade this. A lot of my traders did trade this, but rate gain did extremely well. Apart from that, Suprajit also did really well coming out of that base with decent volumes. UCO Bank, one of the banking names which I was tracking, moving up nicely. JNK Bank, it was up I think 4% at one point. Indian Bank, same thing happening, moving out of that base very neatly, very nicely, and awesome action over there. Donier was up, I think, 10% or 9% at one point in time. So yes, it was up 8%, but then you got a severe rejection, from these highs, and that kind of is a bummer. And I think you will see a lot of these things coming into the market. Now, if I look at Nifty, and you just see that Nifty has taken this base out very beautifully, and this is very straight line action, and I think it gives you a lot of reasons to start being cautious on the markets. I think the markets are a little bit stretched now, and we've had action in mid caps, large caps, small caps. I think every single pocket, and even IPO stocks, which were dead, they have moved. So I have only a few selected stocks for today's watch list, and I'll just quickly, share those stocks with you. So just give me 1 minute. All right. Okay. So I'll just tell you, a few names which I'm going to be tracking for today, and I've only basically got about five names for today, and I'll just add two more. I think due to some error, these did not get updated, so I'll just quickly add Avalon, Ellen, both of these names, and I think Capacite Infra Projects, and I think Man Infra Constructions. If I'm right about this, I think these were the stocks that I was actually tracking. Okay, Capacite was not one of the stocks. Okay, so we'll remove this. So more or less, we've only got about these, stocks on our radar. Now let's quickly have a look at them, right? So Solara Active Pharma making a nice base, volume pop over here, dry up, and I think this could start moving up, on this direction. Now we've seen a lot of pharma stocks correct today: Sun Pharma, Cipla, Lupin, Laurus Labs. I mean, lots of other stocks were kind of in correction territory today. So, we've seen this with not only pharma, but we've seen this with a lot of broader markets. So, I feel that the markets are probably near a blow off top. Now, I don't like to call off any tops or anything, but I think the markets at this point are too stretched. And I think there's going to be a lot of fundamental backing in terms of earnings, in terms of economic growth needed to actually justify these valuations. With that being said, I think Solara is one of those names which is technically setting up really well, and that is the only reason I'm interested in the stock. And you can also trade this tomorrow. So we'll see on how it plays out. Next up, we've got Endurance Technologies. I think we've been tracking this stock for multiple days now. Stock is, I think the base is complete, basing portion is done, and I think this could start moving in tomorrow. There's going to be an important area above this 1626 area. I think markets could do something like this. So in case, even if you enter Endurance tomorrow, make sure that you get the hell out of that very quickly. Next up is Hindustan Copper. Now, there was a bummer by the Indian government today. There's going to be no countervailing duty going to be imposed on cheap metals from China, and that's going to be a bad news for SAIL, Jindal Steel, JSW Steel, and the entire metal pack. So please ensure that if you're trading metals tomorrow, you're very cautious, because I think they have a negative catalyst, and I think there are things which are going to be really impactful for them. But anyway, I think Hindustan Copper looks pretty interesting to me. I think the base is really nicely done. Today, even copper prices were healthy. I'm not really very interested in trading metals right now, but as I said, there were only a few stocks in my watch list that I was really interested in, and Hindustan Copper was one of them. Now, another stock which I feel is going to be a really interesting one is Soam Distilleries and Breweries. So they recently signed up, another contract with Carlsberg, and there's been good things happening in the brewery sector. And I think today also 4.5% up, good solid action in Soam Distilleries. So I think this is definitely going to be one of my top picks for tomorrow. Next up is Traction Technologies. Now, although the stock has already moved up, today, but I think there could be opportunities in this for tomorrow as well. More or less from an intraday perspective, I think there could be solid action. Stock has come out of this base, closed nicely, high volume pop. So I think this could be interesting to watch. Next up is Elin Electronics, and this is another stock creating a nice base, good volume activity here, and I think there could be one or two pop days tomorrow in the anticipation of filling this gap around 186. There's a 10-point move that we can try playing in Elin Electronics. That's what I'm going to be aiming for. Similar structure, similar name is Avalon Technologies, and again, it's a fresh IPO, new stock, creating a base, all-time high base, and I think decent activity over here to continue tomorrow and give a big pop. So I think Avalon also looks pretty interesting to me. Last but not the least, Man Infra Constructions. Now, this is not exactly something that's going to be on my radar from a watch list perspective, but I would just want to see on how does it play out around this base area over here. Now, this is a very low priority name on my list, but I still want to see on how the action is going to play out in this particular name tomorrow. You can even ignore this or remove this from the list, but I think I definitely would want to see how this plays out. Now, coming on to the stocks that we were able to trade today, so let me quickly share that with you. So I'll just share Bank of India trade with you first over here. So I'll be breaking those trades down exactly when did we enter into those stocks, what happened, etc., etc. So this is the trade that we took together in our premium Discord server, and we were able to book profit somewhere around here 1.8ish hour, and we were able to capture this entire move to the top. And the Union Bank is another play that we traded, and we got long around here, and we're still holding the position, and we're going to be exiting that tomorrow. So more or less, I think banks could still continue their trajectory, but if you look at this, all major PSU banks are coming near supply, so the banking party could well be over or near getting over. So if you did not participate in this rally until now, do not chase it. I think tomorrow is the day where I will again go 100% cash, will not carry anything overnight, would rather only stick to trading intraday. And I think this is the time that you should start being very cautious. All obviously there is lots of momentum, lots of intraday action in the market, but at the same time, I would like to show you a different side, a different picture as well. If you look at all FNO stocks, and if you see the kind of corrections that have happened in all of these stocks, so you look at Sun Pharma, Oro Pharma, Lotus Labs, all three pharma names. You see IT names such as Persistent here, another pharma name, Glenmark over here, consumer products as well, and you can see like lots of auto names, pharma names. You even see power, healthcare. A lot of those sectors which were very strong a few days back have started to become a victim of profit booking. And obviously banks dominated today's day, and that was very much expected, and I mentioned that even in the previous episode. But I think now with all of this action happening, I think banks are now reaching their supply regions, and I think this is the time to stay cautious. I think this rally is probably done, or maybe another day or two left. But with all of this happening, I think it basically gives you lots of room for liquidity grabs. So you have to be very cautious. That's what I want to convey with this video, that do not chase the rally now. I think a lot of that has been done. Obviously, there will be new sectors, new stocks again and again coming up every single day, giving you opportunities to trade. But all the other names which you have not participated in, I definitely will request you to not chase them. Rather look for fresh entries and fresh stocks. So with that being said, that's it from my side. I hope you had a fantastic trading day and a good start to the trading week. And tune in tomorrow, same time, for the next episode of Stocks to Watch. If you're new here, consider subscribing, hit the like button, and please let me know in the comment box if you would like this to be in Hindi as well, so I could probably change the language and add maybe more stuff to this. Thank you so much again for tuning in. I wish you very best for tomorrow's trading day. Thank you so much. I will see you next time.